Welcome back to Wellness for Seniors, your channel for brain health and senior wellness. Have you ever wondered why a bad meal can leave you feeling not just bloated, but foggy and forgetful too? Or why stress in your mind instantly twists your stomach into knots? It's not just coincidence. Modern science is uncovering something truly astonishing. Your gut and your brain are in constant, two-way conversation. And this hidden dialogue may be the missing piece in understanding memory loss, brain fog, and even the path to sharper thinking as we age. For decades, doctors treated the stomach and the brain as separate worlds. The brain was thought to be in charge, the command center, the master switch. The gut? Just a tube to digest food. But now, with the rise of neuroscience and microbiome research, we know the truth is far more complex and far more fascinating. Inside your intestines lives a bustling universe of trillions of microbes, bacteria, fungi, and tiny organisms that outnumber your own human cells. And these little passengers aren't silent hitchhikers. They create chemicals that influence your mood, hormones, and even the way you form and recall memories. Think about this. Around 90% of serotonin, the neurotransmitter that makes you feel calm, happy, and balanced, is actually produced in the gut, not the brain. That means when your gut is inflamed, or your diet is heavy with sugar and processed food, the very chemistry of your mind can shift. It's why scientists now call the stomach the second brain. Let me paint a picture. Imagine you wake up one morning after a restless night. You reach for a sugary pastry and coffee. For a moment, you feel the quick burst of energy. But an hour later, you can't focus on your work. You forget where you put your keys. You're irritable. What happened? That roller coaster inside your gut, the glucose spike, the microbial imbalance, the inflammation sent distress signals up the vagus nerve, a superhighway connecting your gut to your brainstem. Your brain received the message loud and clear. Slow down, shut down, lose focus. Now, flip the scenario. Imagine instead you had a breakfast of oats, blueberries, and a spoonful of probiotic yogurt. The fibers fed your good bacteria. They produced short-chain fatty acids, tiny chemical messengers that reduce inflammation and strengthen the blood-brain barrier. Your stomach was calm, your microbes thrived, and your brain? Clear, alert, and ready to remember names, conversations, and details without effort. This isn't just about food. It's about the invisible network that ties your gut to your memory. Researchers have linked an unhealthy gut to Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, depression, and anxiety. But they've also shown that nurturing your gut through what you eat, how you manage stress, and even how you sleep can dramatically improve your cognitive resilience. So tonight, in this video, we'll dive deep into the gut-brain connection. We'll explore how the stomach and brain talk to each other, the hidden ways your gut health may be sabotaging your memory, and most importantly, the steps you can take starting today to heal this connection and protect your mind for years to come. If you've ever blamed yourself for forgetting things or felt scared by creeping brain fog, this could be the missing link you've been searching for. Because sometimes, the key to a sharper memory isn't in your head, it's in your gut. The science of the gut-brain axis. To truly understand how your stomach controls memory, we need to step into the fascinating world of the gut-brain axis. This isn't just a metaphor, it's a literal communication system. Imagine two cities connected by highways, power lines, and internet cables, constantly exchanging signals. That's what your gut and brain are doing every second of every day. At the heart of this system is the vagus nerve, the body's longest cranial nerve. Think of it as a high-speed fiber optic cable running from your digestive tract directly into your brainstem. When your stomach digests food, when your intestines expand, when inflammation occurs, signals shoot up this nerve and land in your brain. Likewise, when your brain senses stress, anxiety, or calm, it sends messages right back down, altering how your gut contracts, absorbs nutrients, and even how your microbes behave. But the vagus nerve is only part of the story. Equally important are the chemical messengers produced in your gut. Your microbiome, that vast ecosystem of bacteria, makes neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and gamma-aminobutyric acid, GABA. These molecules regulate mood, motivation, and yes, memory formation. For example, GABA helps calm overactive neurons, allowing your brain to focus and store new information. Without enough GABA, produced in part by gut bacteria, you may feel anxious, restless, and forgetful. Another powerful link is inflammation. When your gut lining becomes leaky, often from poor diet, chronic stress, or infections, unwanted molecules seep into the bloodstream. Your immune system reacts, releasing inflammatory cytokines. These cytokines can cross into the brain, disrupting synapses, damaging neurons, and accelerating memory decline. This is one reason why conditions like irritable bowel syndrome or chronic gastritis often go hand in hand with brain fog or even depression. Researchers also point to the role of short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, like butyrate, acetate, and propionate. These are produced when your gut bacteria ferment dietary fiber. SCFAs strengthen the blood-brain barrier, the protective shield that keeps toxins out of your brain. They also reduce inflammation and support the growth of new brain cells, a process called neurogenesis. In simple terms, when you eat fiber-rich foods, your gut microbes reward you with chemicals that literally help your brain stay young and adaptable. And let's not forget the enteric nervous system, often called the second brain. This network of over 100 million nerve cells lines your gastrointestinal tract. It can function independently of the brain, controlling digestion, reflexes, and even emotions like the infamous gut feeling. What's remarkable is how this system synchronizes with the central nervous system. Signals from the enteric nerves help regulate mood, sleep cycles, and yes, memory recall. So when scientists talk about the gut-brain axis, they're not just describing a single pathway. They're describing a multi-layered conversation involving nerves, hormones, immune responses, and microbes. Every bite you eat sends ripples through this network, shaping how your brain processes information and stores memories. Here's a striking example. In animal studies, when researchers completely removed gut bacteria with antibiotics, the animals developed memory deficits and increased anxiety. But when they restored healthy microbes, cognitive performance improved. In humans, studies show that transplanting gut microbiota from a healthy donor into a patient with cognitive decline can improve memory and attention scores. While the science is still emerging, it's clear that our microbes aren't just passengers. They're co-pilots steering our mental health. So the next time you feel brain fog, don't just blame your age or your stress. It could be your gut microbes sending SOS signals. The gut-brain axis explains why your mental clarity is tied to digestion, diet, and even the unseen microscopic communities living inside you. In the next section, we'll explore exactly how gut health impacts memory and mood, and why an imbalanced stomach may be silently stealing your sharpness. How gut health affects memory and mood. Now that we've uncovered the science behind the gut-brain axis, let's bring it closer to home. How does the health of your stomach actually change the way you think, remember, and feel? The truth is, the state of your gut has a profound influence on two of the most fragile aspects of aging, memory and mood. Let's start with memory. Every time you learn a new name, recall a story from your childhood, or plan the week ahead, your brain relies on sharp connections between neurons. But those connections are sensitive. They depend on chemical messengers, oxygen flow, and the absence of inflammation. When your gut is healthy, the trillions of microbes inside produce beneficial compounds that nurture these neural connections. For example, butyrate, a short-chain fatty acid, supports neurogenesis, the birth of new brain cells in the hippocampus, the region responsible for forming and storing memories. That means a flourishing gut ecosystem can literally grow the cells that help you remember. But when your gut is inflamed or imbalanced, the story changes dramatically. A diet heavy in sugar and processed foods, or long-term antibiotic use, can wipe out beneficial bacteria. In their place, harmful microbes may flourish, producing toxins that irritate your gut lining. This creates a condition scientists call leaky gut, where tiny openings allow unwanted particles to pass into the bloodstream. Once there, these particles spark immune responses that send inflammation straight to your brain. Over time, this chronic low-grade inflammation erodes memory, slows reaction times, and can even accelerate diseases like Alzheimer's. Now let's talk about mood, because memory doesn't exist in isolation. The way you feel directly impacts the way you think and recall. Have you noticed how much harder it is to concentrate or remember details when you're stressed or depressed? That's because your gut is also the primary factory for many mood-regulating chemicals. As I mentioned earlier, about 90% of your serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter, is made in the gut, not the brain. Dopamine, which motivates you to act and rewards you for achieving goals, also has gut origins. If your microbiome is imbalanced, production of these vital chemicals drops, leading to low mood, anxiety, and yes, weaker memory. It's a vicious cycle. Poor gut health can lead to stress and sadness. Stress and sadness, in turn, further damage the gut through changes in motility and acid production. The result? An ongoing loop where both your mood and your memory suffer. This cycle explains why so many people with chronic digestive issues, like irritable bowel syndrome, also experience brain fog, anxiety, and depression. But here's the encouraging part. The cycle can also work in reverse. Strengthen your gut, and you can strengthen your brain. Clinical studies show that people who take probiotics, the beneficial bacteria found in fermented foods or supplements, often report not only better digestion, but also improved mood and sharper memory recall. Researchers even coined the term psychobiotics to describe these brain-boosting bacteria. Consider this. When participants in one study ate fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, and kimchi daily, MRI scans revealed changes in their brain activity in regions linked to emotion and memory. That means what you eat doesn't just feed your body, it rewires your brain. Another factor is stress hormones. When you're anxious, your body releases cortisol. High levels of cortisol change the composition of your gut microbes, reducing beneficial species and allowing harmful ones to grow. These changes ripple back to the brain, impairing focus and short-term recall. But when your gut is healthy, it helps regulate cortisol, keeping your stress responses balanced and your memory intact. So, gut health isn't just about avoiding stomachaches. It's about creating a stable foundation for mental clarity and emotional resilience. Imagine your gut as the soil and your brain as the garden. If the soil is toxic, the plants wither. If the soil is rich and balanced, the plants thrive. By healing your gut, you give your brain the nourishment it needs to grow new memories and stabilize your mood. In the next section, we'll uncover the hidden enemies that quietly disrupt this gut-brain harmony. Because while your body is designed for balance, certain modern foods and habits are working against you, stealing your memory one bite at a time. Foods that harm the gut-brain connection. If your gut is the gateway to your brain, then the foods you eat every day are either helping to keep that gate strong or slowly breaking it down. And unfortunately, the modern diet is filled with hidden saboteurs that quietly damage the gut-brain connection. Let's explore some of the most dangerous culprits, the foods that may be stealing your memory and weakening your mental sharpness. The first and perhaps most obvious villain is sugar. While the occasional sweet treat won't destroy your health, chronic overconsumption of sugar has devastating effects on both your gut and your brain. When you eat sugary snacks, sodas, or processed desserts, the sugar rush feeds harmful bacteria and yeast in the intestines. This imbalance, called dysbiosis, reduces the population of beneficial microbes that produce brain protective compounds. At the same time, sugar spikes insulin levels, triggering inflammation throughout the body. Studies show that diets high in sugar impair hippocampal function, making it harder to form and retain new memories. Think of sugar not as a brain booster, but as a thief that robs you of clarity. Closely related are refined carbohydrates, white bread, pasta, pastries, and other foods stripped of fiber. Unlike whole grains, which feed beneficial gut bacteria, refined carbs break down rapidly into glucose, causing dramatic spikes and crashes in blood sugar. This roller coaster not only leaves you feeling tired and unfocused, it also accelerates oxidative stress in the brain. Over time, high intake of refined carbs is linked to cognitive decline and even increased risk of dementia. Next, we need to talk about processed foods. Packaged snacks, fast food, frozen dinners, all are typically loaded with preservatives, artificial additives, and unhealthy fats. These chemical ingredients disrupt the microbiome and inflame the gut lining, opening the door to leaky gut syndrome. Once the gut barrier is compromised, toxins and inflammatory molecules enter the bloodstream and reach the brain, where they damage neurons. Research has consistently shown that diets rich in processed foods are associated with higher rates of depression, anxiety, and poor memory. Another hidden danger is artificial sweeteners. Many people switch to diet sodas or sugar-free snacks, believing they're making a healthier choice. But chemicals like aspartame and sucralose can alter gut bacteria in ways that actually impair glucose metabolism and harm the gut-brain connection. In some studies, artificial sweeteners have been linked to headaches, mood swings, and even memory lapses. Ironically, in trying to avoid sugar, many people introduce a new toxin that silently undermines their cognitive health. We can't forget alcohol either. While an occasional glass of wine may not be harmful, heavy or regular drinking inflames the gut lining, reduces microbial diversity, and allows harmful bacteria to thrive. The result is systemic inflammation that damages both the liver and the brain. Alcohol also directly shrinks brain tissue over time, impairing memory and executive function. For seniors especially, alcohol can accelerate brain aging at an alarming pace. Then there are fried and fast foods. These meals are often cooked in oils high in trans fats or oxidized fats. Not only are these fats toxic to the cardiovascular system, they also increase oxidative stress in the brain. Studies link trans fats to poorer memory recall and decreased brain volume. In other words, that fried snack isn't just hurting your waistline, it's actively harming your neurons. Finally, excessive salt deserves mention. While the body needs some sodium to function, many processed foods and canned soups are overloaded with salt. High sodium levels disrupt gut bacteria balance and increase blood pressure, which reduces blood flow to the brain. Less blood flow means less oxygen and fewer nutrients reaching the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. When you add all these factors together, sugar, refined carbs, processed foods, artificial sweeteners, alcohol, fried foods, and excess salt, you see a clear pattern. These foods don't just harm your gut. They break down the protective systems that keep your brain clear, resilient, and sharp. The good news? Just as harmful foods can disrupt the gut-brain connection, nourishing foods can strengthen it. In the next section, we'll explore the powerful allies hiding in your kitchen, the foods and habits that protect your microbiome, reduce inflammation, and keep your memory strong for years to come. Foods and habits that strengthen the gut-brain connection. If the wrong foods can sabotage your brain, then the right foods and habits can do the opposite. They can repair, strengthen, and supercharge the gut-brain connection. And the best part? Many of these powerful tools are simple, everyday choices that anyone can start using right away. Let's begin with fiber-rich foods. Dietary fiber is the preferred fuel for beneficial gut bacteria. When microbes ferment fiber, they produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which reduce inflammation and protect the brain from premature aging. Whole grains, beans, lentils, leafy greens, and colorful vegetables are not just good for digestion. They're directly feeding the bacteria that protect your memory. Think of every bite of fiber as fertilizer for your brain's garden. Next are fermented foods, which are naturally rich in probiotics. Yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, and kombucha all deliver live bacteria that replenish and diversify your microbiome. Studies show that people who consume fermented foods regularly report sharper memory, less anxiety, and better emotional resilience. It's no wonder scientists now call probiotics psychobiotics, live organisms that literally improve your mental state. Equally important are prebiotic foods. These are not the same as probiotics. Prebiotics are specific types of fiber that feed your healthy bacteria, encouraging them to thrive. Garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, bananas, and Jerusalem artichokes are powerful prebiotic sources. By including them in your diet, you help create a thriving microbial ecosystem that directly supports brain function. Let's also talk about anti-inflammatory foods. Chronic inflammation is one of the greatest threats to memory, but you can fight it with your plate. Spices like turmeric, with its active compound curcumin, reduce inflammation and may even clear amyloid plaques linked to Alzheimer's disease. Berries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, are packed with antioxidants that protect neurons from damage. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, essential building blocks for brain cell membranes. Together, these foods form a powerful anti-inflammatory shield that guards both gut and brain. Don't overlook hydration. Water may not sound as exciting as probiotics, But staying hydrated keeps your digestive system running smoothly and ensures that nutrients and signals travel efficiently along the gut-brain axis. Even mild dehydration can shrink brain tissue temporarily, causing fatigue and confusion. Seniors, in particular, should make hydration a daily priority. Beyond diet, lifestyle habits play a crucial role. Regular exercise improves gut microbiome diversity while also increasing blood flow to the brain. Something as simple as a daily 30-minute walk can reduce stress, improve digestion, and sharpen focus. Sleep is another pillar. Deep, restorative sleep allows your gut to repair itself and your brain to consolidate memories. Without quality sleep, both systems suffer. Stress management is equally critical. Chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, which disrupts gut bacteria and damages the gut lining. Practices like meditation, yoga, slow breathing, or even spending time in nature help calm the stress response, protecting the gut-brain axis. Remember, relaxation isn't just a luxury, it's medicine for your memory. Finally, consistency is key. A single salad won't undo years of processed foods, and one night of good sleep won't heal chronic insomnia. But day after day, the small choices add up. Choosing oats over sugary cereal, sipping water instead of soda, walking after dinner instead of sitting on the couch. Each habit is like a vote in favor of your brain's future. So, when you think of protecting your memory, don't just picture crossword puzzles or brain training games. Picture your dinner plate, your water glass, your evening walk, and your bedtime routine. These daily choices are the real foundation of brain longevity. In our final section, we'll bring everything together. You'll see how understanding the gut-brain connection can transform the way you care for both your stomach and your memory, and how small steps today can pay off in sharper thinking tomorrow. We've come a long way tonight, from the trillions of microbes in your gut, to the invisible chemical messengers that shape your mood, to the everyday foods and habits that either sabotage or strengthen your memory. And if there's one key takeaway, it's this: your brain health doesn't exist in isolation. It is deeply, inseparably connected to the health of your gut. For years, we were told that memory loss was simply an inevitable part of aging. That brain fog was just something to accept after 60. But now, the science is clear. By nurturing your gut, you can protect your brain. You can slow cognitive decline, improve clarity, and even feel calmer and more focused, no matter your age. Think back to what we've uncovered together. The gut-brain axis is a two-way communication superhighway, powered by nerves, hormones, and microbes. Unhealthy foods like sugar, processed snacks, artificial sweeteners, alcohol, and fried meals weaken this connection, fueling inflammation that damages memory. Supportive foods and habits, fiber, probiotics, prebiotics, anti-inflammatory meals, hydration, sleep, exercise, and stress management heal the gut and in turn strengthen the brain. So what does this mean for you? It means that every small choice matters. Every time you swap a soda for a glass of water, choose salmon over fried chicken, add a handful of blueberries to your breakfast, or go for a walk instead of sitting still, you're not just helping your digestion. You're protecting your memory. You're investing in the clarity of your thoughts and the sharpness of your future. And remember, it's not about perfection. No one has the perfect gut or eats flawlessly every day. What truly counts is consistency. Over weeks and months, these small decisions create a ripple effect, gradually shifting your microbiome, lowering inflammation, and strengthening your brain's resilience. So the next time you feel a wave of brain fog or a moment of forgetfulness, don't panic. Reflect. Ask yourself, what have I been feeding my gut? Because chances are, the answers lie not just in your head, but in your stomach. At Wellness for Seniors, we believe in giving you the tools to take control of your health, to move past fear and into empowerment. The gut-brain connection isn't a theory anymore. It's a roadmap, and by following it, you can build a future where your mind stays clear, your memory stays sharp, and your golden years are truly vibrant. Thank you for spending this time with us tonight. If you found this journey eye-opening, consider joining our community by hitting that subscribe button. Not because we asked, but because you deserve daily, science-backed tools to protect your brain and your health. Share this video with someone you love, especially if they've been struggling with memory or mood. You might just give them the breakthrough they've been waiting for. And before we go, let me leave you with this thought. Your stomach is not just a place for food. It is the soil where the seeds of memory are planted. Care for it well, and your mind will flourish. Ignore it, and even the sharpest mind can wither. The choice, as always, is in your hands, or perhaps on your plate. This is Wellness for Seniors, your channel for brain health and senior wellness. Stay curious, stay kind to your body, and until next time, keep nourishing both your gut and your brain.